I feel so terrible not doing any questions yesterday.
They're not all common sense.
I haven't seen the result yet, in which I'm going to open now.
Hi everyone, how is going? I hope you're doing well. I feel like this video is kind of long overdue. I've been living in the UK for 4 years now and I still don't have a driver's license. I tell you why though, because I live in London and the public transport is just so good. So I don't really need to have a driving license to commute from point A to point B, really. Now, this is not the first time that I'm trying to get a driver license. We got a car 2 years ago and then I thought maybe I should get a driver license as well, just in case, and that never happened, you know, because sometimes when you don't have a clear goal, things get pushing away because you're busy in other areas in your life. So I kept telling myself, oh, I'll do it next month, I'll do it next month, I'll do it next month, and it just never really happened. So this time around I thought to myself, you know, I really need to set a goal and I just need to make it happen. I did some research to see how many hours you normally need to study for theory test, and general consensus seemed to be roughly about 10 to 20 hours, and I feel like with 10 hours of study I could actually do it in 7 days. So first things first, I need to book the driving test, don't I? I am looking at the test center which is nearest to my house, but it seems like they don't have availability until the end of June, which is a bit too late. So I am going to go with the second option, and they do just happen to have availability on June the 10th, which happens to also be 7 days from now, which is perfect. Okay, so I've booked everything, so the date is set to June the 10th at 8:30. Exciting. But at this point now, I am also going to be downloading an app on my phone, the Theory Practice Test app. The reason I'm doing the app instead of doing the CD or like a book is because I feel like it's just more convenient. Most of the time I am attached to my phone, or rather my phone is attached to me. Either way, my phone is with me a lot of times, so I feel like this is the most convenient way to do it. I am going to try to download a free app, but let's see what I can find. This one actually looks good, so I'll go with this one. Right, that's it. Now it's time to get practicing. Alright, it's the end of day one for me and I am actually completely shattered. I went to the Thai embassy today just to renew my passport. So I did some questions on the way there and on the way back. So I think about 1 hour and a half total. But from what I can see, I've already done 14%. And I'm thinking if I have 7 days and I can do 14% every day, then that is near enough to 100%. So I'll aim for at least 14% every day. Then by the end of the day 7th, before the test day, then I should be okay. Hopefully.
I feel so terrible not doing any questions yesterday.
Well, okay, I've got a couple of minutes until I have to start working, so I'm just going to do a couple of questions. I really have to go hard on it today. I want to enter the weekend with 40% of the questions done. How should the right-hand lane of the 3 lanes way be used? Definitely overtaken. Which sign means there will be 2-way traffic crossing your route ahead? I've seen this question before, so. In which conditions will your overall stopping distance increase? In the rain? I think. Which sign means no stopping? Oh, shoot. Is the other one on the top right or bottom right? No stopping, I think. Was that one in the park? No, I don't know. Finish. This is the exciting moment. Oh, 80%. Cool. Right, I've got to work now.
Coffee, tea, water. Now let the weekend commence.
I'm starting this weekend off just doing as many questions as possible. Basically, I made myself comfortable bringing all the duvet and pillow onto the sofa, knowing that that will be the place that I will be spending the entire weekend. And I'm telling you, it wasn't an enjoyable weekend, but it was well needed. I revised the questions over and over and over again, and I even fit in some time for a nap. Okay, so I've done 38% of the questions, and so far what I can gauge is that the questions that come up the most are the signs and the crossing and the markings on the road and probably safety margins, and those are the questions that do come up quite a lot but I'm not comfortable with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some Googling, doing some research and study them before coming back to the app and do any more questions, because I do think that those questions are definitely going to be coming up on the exam day and I do need to be confident in doing them. It is the end of day 5 and I just want to give you a bit of update or talk about the information or actually misconceptions that I've heard from people. When I said to people that I am doing theory tests, I got told by a lot of them saying that it's all common sense, it's so easy. But after seeing all these questions, they're not all common sense. A lot of them are. For example, if you need to turn right, which lane should you position your vehicle? That's common sense. You need to be in the right lane because you're turning right. However, there are a lot of questions still that are not common sense and you wouldn't have known unless you study it. I remember there was one question asking how many times you need to press if you are performing a CPR, and those are the types of questions that you wouldn't know unless you see the questions, you've done the question and studied it. I also want to talk about how I feel about hazard perception. Now, for those of you who don't know what hazard perception is, so basically you need to click on the screen whenever you see a developing hazard. So the sooner you spot the hazard, the sooner you click, the more marks you will get as the marks kind of reduce down as the time goes by. And that was exactly my problems, because when I first did a couple of clips, I tend to click too soon, so I wasn't really giving the mark. But then after a couple of clips, I kind of learned the timings and I eventually sort of got them right. And I think the good thing about the hazard perception is that it involves a lot of judgment, so it's quite fair that they don't take away your marks if you click on something that is not developing hazard. It is D-Day, guys. I am so nervous. Do you think I'll pass? Do you think I'll pass? Oh, I hope I'll pass.
Okay guys, so I've just finished the test, and considering that, you know, I already did like 98% of the practice questions, I felt that was quite difficult. So there was a couple of questions that I never seen before. There were a few questions that worded differently comparing to the practice questions, and there were some questions that you know, basically I had to guess a couple of them. So I haven't seen the result yet, so you get the result straight away, in which I'm going to open now. Passed! So for multiple choice questions, I've got 45 out of 50, so I got 5 wrong. That's not bad. And for hazard perception, my score is 54 and the pass mark is 44. Yay!
Very, very happy with the result. I am dreading the practical test though, because I know it is hard, and I am also driving a manual car, so yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Just a quick summary as a point of reference for those of you who are still looking to do your theory test. I did 98% of all the questions available in the question bank in this theory 4-in-1 app. For hazard perception, I did 70% of the questions. I do hope you found this video helpful, informative and entertaining and all that jazz. If you like this content of living in London, living in the UK and British culture, then please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. I hope you have a great week and I'll see you next week. Khop khun ka. Bye!